Hey everybody out there. Got a little shoulder workout from last week that I'm just going to go over and kind of give you my thoughts on the whole workout, why I do, why I do what exercises, in what order, and basically just going over the entire routine. So with that being said, you can look on the video here. We got my first exercise, which is a seated overhead press on a Smith machine, or a seated shoulder press, seated military press. People call it all different types of stuff. But you can kind of see I'm starting light. I'd actually done some warm-up sets before this as well. But this is really my first weight, or first set with any type of weight on there. So you can see I'm doing sets of 10 here with 135. And my form, I'd honestly like to be able to go down a little bit farther on these. About halfway down my neck, or even be able to touch the top of my chest with the bar. But my shoulders just don't allow it. I don't have the mobility anymore. I've had some injuries, and to my chin is about as far as I can go down without popping and cracking and pain in my shoulders. And I've really found that training them like this and just going down to about your chin is a far enough or a big enough range of motion to get your shoulders fully activated. So you can kind of see here, we're just moving up in weight. I'm getting to one of my heavier sets here. This is going to be this is 225 for 10. Just right now preparing for it, trying to get my mind right, get everything clear, visualize the set, and then as you can see, I'm going to knock it out here. Another thing you can kind of notice, or you may not have noticed, is the seat. My seat is actually slightly on an incline, or slightly tilted backwards. That actually allows a little clearance for my chin and my face, so I can keep the bar a little bit closer to my shoulders and not have it too far out in front of me, which protects my rotator cuff. And having it on a little bit of an incline allows you to go a little bit heavier. Incorporates, the chest, the upper pec a little bit too. And I just find them a little bit stronger that way, and I just feel it more in my shoulders too. So that's just how I've always done it. Okay, going on. This is the final set here, guys. And people always ask me, how many sets do you do to failure and things like that? Well, you can kind of see what I did here. I did basically one set to failure. You could count that 225 set as a set of 10 to failure. But right here, this is an all-out set of 6 for me. I could not have done another rep, even if I wanted to. So there's 5, and you can see I'm struggling at the top. I'm going to bring it down under control and drive it up. And it was really tough right there, but my shoulders were feeling it, and my form was good, so I'll take that set and move on. All right, moving on to our second exercise. Another one of my favorites, a staple in my shoulder workouts. I do these almost every week. And you can see that I'm doing them a little bit differently. I mean, I know a lot of people do lateral raises with dumbbells. Almost everybody does them. But what makes it different is that I have it on an incline bench, meaning I'm slightly leaning back onto that bench instead of sitting upright. What that allows me to do is it gives me a farther or a greater range of motion. I can get a deeper stretch in my shoulders as I bring the dumbbells down. And a stretched muscle is a worked muscle. And a worked muscle is a muscle that has potential to grow. So I'm just increasing the range of motion on this exercise so I can stimulate more muscle. And in turn, that should make my shoulders bigger. Or at least that's the idea. You can kind of see here as I'm getting heavier with the weights, my form is staying consistent. It really hasn't changed even from 30 pounds or the 20-pound dumbbells. You can see I'm struggling more here on this set, but the form stays the same. And that's something that you're also going to be able to notice here on this last set is these are 50-pound dumbbells in my hands. These are heavy for me. This is not easy to lateral raise, but I'm definitely straining a little bit more, but the form is pretty much about the same, you know? So that's the main thing, you know, when you guys are thinking about going up in weight, if your form suffers, you know, if you can't do the same weight and make it look like how you did for your first and second set and make your fourth or fifth set look that same way, then it's too much weight. Go down in weight and perform the reps correctly. After my 10 reps, full reps, I did partials. So these are just partial reps. Just a great intensity technique to extend your set, get more blood into the shoulders, and really hits them hard. So moving on here, guys, these are one-arm cable lateral raises. You know, you can kind of see from the form, I put the cable behind me. So I don't have the cable set up behind or in front of me, the cable's behind me. Another, almost the same reason as I did with the incline raises before, is just to get a better range of motion. I can stretch farther down. I can work that shoulder all the way at the bottom, right there where you can see, and all the way up at the top. There's tension on the muscle the entire time, which is what we're looking for. Rep ranges on these, anywhere in that 10 to 15 range is good. I like to go a little bit higher reps with the cables. I just feel like I feel them a little bit more. And on an exercise like this, after I've done all my heavy stuff, I'd rather just focus, you know, focus on that deltoid, focus on that shoulder muscle, focus on just burning it out and just working it as well as I can. So there's 3 sets there, and on to cable front raises. This is my second to last exercise, and this is my last set that's filmed. And you can see what's going to end up happening here is I'm going to complete about 10 to 15 reps with one weight, and then I'm going to drop down. So you're going to see, I'm going to finish here probably, maybe a few more reps. I'm really squeezing those front delts, trying to focus on my shoulders and not using momentum on my chest. And there we go. I'm going to drop down a little bit lighter, not take any break, and go right into the movement. And then I'm going to try to complete another 10 to 15 reps, as many reps as I did that first set. And you can tell, you know, as the weight's getting lighter here, it's getting even harder for me to do, though. I'm really struggling. Good. And then the final drop set, 3 drop sets. This is the third little mini set. And there's only 30 pounds right there on the cable machine, but it feels like about 300 pounds right now. And I'm just trying to focus, keep good form, and just keep moving that bar. You know, I'm telling myself it's not the weight, it's just in your head. All right. The last exercise of the day, guys. And as you can see, like my shoulder workouts, they're quick. You know, I don't think the shoulders are an exercise you need to spend a ton of time on. You need to go heavy, get a lot of blood into the muscle, and get out of the gym. So with these, I do these a little bit differently. I pull in with my elbows down, and then I extend my elbows up when I'm contracted. What I find this does is it works the traps, the back of your back traps, if you want to call it, the middle upper back part of your back really, really well. And it takes a little bit of stress off the rotator cuff too as you're pulling in. Sometimes with your elbows high like that, when you pull in, it really grinds on the shoulder joint and the rotator cuff. So there's a little bit different variation.